We want to bring this to you. We've been showing you the last couple of weeks, unfortunately, the devastating California wildfires. It has just tore families apart, ripped through homes, and destroyed lives. They're all in the process. Our very own Renee Nelson introduces us to an author who unfortunately lost his home. Let's bring that to you right here on News Now.
Continue to rage in California, claiming lives, claiming homes. And this morning, we're talking with a friend of Fox 10 who has been with us throughout the pandemic, Blue Mind author Dr. Wallace J Nichols, joining us, unfortunately, for a very different reason this morning from California. Dr. Nichols, you also go by Jay, so good morning.
That's right. Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. Tough to see you in this way. You lost your family's home in those fires 23 days ago. Take us back to the night you evacuated.
Well, you know, we had a very big lightning storm that set off hundreds of fires throughout the state. And it was a spectacular storm, really. But because it was so dry, those lightning strikes set off all kinds of fires. And one of them was near our home. And I was at home doing some work late at night, getting ready to do some plaster work on the walls. And the neighbors came by and said that they were getting outdoors. There was a lot of smoke. I thought maybe I could stay through the night and see how it went, and ended up evacuating, you know, almost immediately when I checked out the proximity of the fires, and grabbed a few things, grabbed the dog, and not much else, and got out of the canyon that we live in. And I think the house was gone certainly within a few hours from that point. But we didn't know for a while, and we weren't able to get back into the canyon because it was so hot, still burning. And wasn't until a few days later that I was able to get back in and inspect and find nothing really.
And we're seeing some of the video of the aftermath of what was left behind. And I know you've been back and you've taken a look at the land and the home that you built. And we haven't shown the viewers yet exactly what the home looked like beforehand. Can you describe it a little bit?
Yeah, you know, it was kind of an unusual home, I think. We built it from reclaimed old growth, dug fir, so big beams, lots of wood, lots of stone. I would say the thing that you felt about the house is that somebody cared a lot about every little thing, every knob and every switch and every board and every stone. The choices of the art, whether it was our kids' art or my sister's art. There were animal bones, some are marine biologists. There were turtle skulls and whale bones, a lot of books. It just felt like you wanted to hang out there and have Thanksgiving, even if it was, you know, July. It was one of those places that was very inviting. A lot of people spent time there with us over the years, you know, events and sleepovers with the kids and family events. And so it just there was a lot of love in that house, and a lot of people appreciated that. And anyone loses their home, it's a tragedy. And this one was, I would say, a lot of people felt like it was their home in one way or another. So.
And we're seeing what's left behind. Tell me, what is that like for you, having made all of those important and beautiful decisions about what to put in that home? What's that like to see what it's reduced to after a wildfire?
Well, you kind of want to be strong and say it's just stuff. But, you know, it's just more than stuff. It's, you know, it's like the books you love, that you underline, that you reread, you know, 20 times. The books that you read every night to your kids that they said, read it again. You know, just everything, you know, just all of it, all the photographs, family photos, you know, little shoeboxes full of family photos. And it just goes on and on and on. And you kind of can't sleep thinking about it. And it's just stuff, right? I mean, we all have our health and our lives and our pets, and you know, the ability to kind of continue with whatever's next. But you know, you know, it's a lot of, it's a lot. It's a lot of that, whatever that feeling is.
I heard you in an interview last week. The interviewer mentioned how most of us have been brought to our knees at some point during this pandemic. You've now added an unimaginable loss on top of already such a difficult time. How do you reconcile that?
I don't think I reconcile anything at this point. I think you're right. I think there's an unprecedented level of stress on a lot of people right now. I think the pandemic, the economy, the political season, the unrest, depending on what community you're in, could be riots. That's stressful. And then, out here, thousands of people are losing their homes, losing them completely, being evacuated. I just hope people have a good set of tools in their toolkit, whether it's, spending time with loved ones, making music, or getting in the water, going for a swim, but making artwork, whatever their outlet might be that's healthy. Of course, there are lots of unhealthy outlets, but I just hope everyone who's going through this combination of stressors right now and anxiety has a good healthy outlet to put it into.
And you've been talking to us throughout the pandemic and helping people understand their connection to water, and that's what your book Blue Mind is all about. Water, incorporating it in coping with stress and coping with grief. I mean, this has got to ultimately test how you feel about your own work and how you feel about water. What are you doing with water now, and is it still helping you?
Yeah, so I wrote this book called Blue Mind. It's all about using water to reduce your anxiety and boost your happiness. And now, people are going, okay, dude, prove it. Let's see how you do under extreme anxiety and stress and pain and grief. I've been going to the ocean from the rental where we are. I went back to our old home site. There's a creek there. I just stripped down and got in the creek. That was therapeutic beyond, I can't even put it in words right now. To be in the creek, adjacent to the pile of ash. So that creek was our source of water in the home. So just to sit in the water, and it's not a fancy creek. It's just a creek in the redwoods, and it just felt so good. I mean, I can't even explain it. So I'm doing it, practicing what I preach here. It's helping. But I'm not naive. I'm going to feel worse, I think, ahead as we dig through stuff and, go through the economic stressors of losing everything and livelihood. And so we'll see. We'll see how Blue Mind holds up.
I've asked you about GoFundMe. I've asked you how you can be helped, and your answer is always the same. Help me help others who need it more. Where can people find out more about your good work and how to help?
I think the best way is just go on Google and type in the words Blue Mind and whatever other interest you may have. If you're in Arizona, type in Blue Mind Arizona. If you love fishing and fly fishing, or if you love floating down rivers, or if you love swimming pools or diving, type in Blue Mind Divers. There's one. And then just see where that takes you. You'll find lots of cool stuff. We've been at this work for a decade, many partners all over the world. There are a lot of people putting the concept, the science, and the practice into action. And so if the idea that water will help you feel better, be your therapy, if that resonates at all, if it seems like something you might be interested in, just look it up and you'll find the science and you'll find the practitioners and lots of ways to get involved in whatever your interest might be.
Jay, thank you so much for being here with us. I know your
Thank you.
mom's in Fountain Hills, so I feel like we should say hello to her and good morning.
Hey to all of Fountain Hills and the Fountain Hills Fire Department especially.
Yeah. Jay, thank you. We'll talk to you again.
And thank you to Renee there and Dr. Wallace there for sharing those really raw emotions there that we are seeing coming out